Today's show, we're going to talk about are you more romantic on vacation? Also, talk about some prom dresses and the popular colors. And Terry and I went on a dog rescue. That's next. Is that good?
That's good.
You're listening to the podcast where we talk about life, sports, family, and everything in between. Welcome to Just Talking Out Loud with your hosts, Ron and Terry.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Ron,
And I'm Terry.
and we are happy to have you along our little podcasting journey. Hi, Terry.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
Uh, we,
Everything.
yeah, everything. Yeah, we've just been through, we just got, before we start, the reason we're talking about, well, the reason I brought up romantic. I saw this. Terry and I just went on our 40th wedding anniversary vacation, and we haven't been on vacation
Together.
together by ourselves
We were
for
on
40 years, right?
we went for that trip to the Bahamas after your dad
Well,
died.
yes,
But
but
we
we went
drove
with
down with the
kids.
kids, but
Yes,
then we left the
right.
kids with mom for 3 or 5 days, whatever the trip was.
Yeah.
Did we go to Disney that trip too?
I don't, I don't know. Did we?
We drove down.
Seems like a lot to do.
I can't remember what all we did, but we left the kids with mom and we went on a little getaway for a few days.
Yeah.
And then that's the only time we've ever been alone on a trip.
So what happened was our last year, our rental that we usually take our timeshare couldn't accommodate us, and so we ended up having to go somewhere else. And so they said we'd get another week, and I wasn't thinking that April
20th.
20th was going to be Easter. So yes, this is a little bit ahead. We're in May now, but that's why we're going to be talking about prom dresses and everything. And summer coming, we're looking forward to opening that pool, and hopefully next time we talk, it'll at least
Be
be
open?
uncovered.
Yeah,
I don't
hopefully.
know. Anyway, so we go on vacation, and it's Easter Sunday. It's kind of weird.
It was weird traveling on Easter Sunday and stuff.
Yeah, I just felt weird even being on the beach, kind of.
Well, the beach wasn't crowded, which was nice.
Oh, no, it was real nice.
It was really
Weather was
nice.
decent. We went to the Outer Banks.
And we went the day we were in Hatteras, the water was warm. I wish we would have stayed around the place Monday and Tuesday, went to
Yeah.
Ocracoke,
Yes.
because I think the water would have been nice enough to get in.
I definitely agree with that. Well, we kept watching the weather and
They kept saying rain and
rain, and
rain.
then it
So
didn't
then,
rain. And
yeah,
but anyway, and I think you would have found even better. We found some nice
we
shells,
didn't,
but
not very many though, not like we did in Florida. In Florida, we
well,
filled up 3 or 4 jars.
yeah, that's true. It's a little different
Yeah.
down there, I guess. But so that was our first vacation in a long time by ourselves. Well, we didn't really get a weekend, but we've had some other issues that have arisen,
We
unfortunately.
got
But
a good,
it was nice.
we got a good 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
So we've still not completed a whole week by ourselves ever since we got married.
No. Yeah. And the weather, well, the last day we were there, Thursday, boy, that I was wrapped in a towel because that wind was wicked coming through, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was too cold, so we came home early.
Yeah. Although it was supposed to warm up, I think, on Friday, but it was in the 70s for the most
No, you
part.
said it was only 2 more degrees in the wind. If the wind
Oh,
was
well, the
that bad,
wind.
we
Yeah,
weren't
that's
going to be
true.
on the beach anyhow. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But early in the week was pretty good. We were on the beach at least 3 or 4 days.
yeah, we were
So that's not bad for middle, late
April.
April. So that's not too bad. And so anyway, we go on vacation, and I saw this story about married people and how 65% of people are feel like they're more romantic on a vacation than just, their regular.
What did they mean by
Well, it
romantic?
says here a survey of examining the romantic rituals of married people found that 82% believe on a romantic vacation with their partner can reignite the spark. Now, I think it depends. Now, obviously, you would go by yourself to reignite a spark.
Yeah, but
You wouldn't be able to take
the
your
kids.
small kids.
But I don't know. Just getting away from people, you might just think about each other instead of
Well, I
thinking
think
about
that's the
everything
key, right?
else. But
Yeah.
yeah, but
it worked to a certain extent, but it didn't work.
We had
Is
to
that
go
fair to
back to
say?
life. Yeah.
Because you come back and your grass is knee high,
Yeah.
and then all
Ours
the
was.
all the work things that you go away and it's nice. At first 2 days, I would say 3 days. I didn't really think too much about what I was going back to. It was nice. It was a nice pace. Don't you think
Yeah.
we had a nice pace when we decided we wanted to do shopping or we want to do this or that.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
I mean, yeah, we just kind of did what we wanted, which was nice.
Yeah.
Usually we're going around everyone else's schedules.
Well, yeah, you're thinking about trying to make sure everybody's on,
I
what
would
do we
like to
want to
go
do or
back with the
whatever.
grandkids in July, but I don't know if anyone's planning on going. I know Nathan and Alexis can't go, and I know Sarah and Zach are not planning on going, I don't think.
And we'll be getting in knee deep into a wedding
Yep.
by them because they are getting married, and we'll have to have them on after they're married, before and after. We should do a before and after. Although those two get along pretty good. So
I don't know if we haven't seen them since they got engaged, really.
yeah, we saw them because we did a dog
We
rescue.
we see
We
them
did a dog
for them to
rescue.
pick the dog up from us, but we haven't really seen them. I mean, we have not ate a meal with them or
Oh
except
no,
at
we
your
haven't had a
mother's
chance. Yeah,
little holiday things. We really haven't seen them.
no, but we did do a dog rescue. We got in. We this huge storm came through, and I was outside
And I figured they were home, and they
cooking
weren't.
pork chops,
And
knowing
they
that
called us right as it started pouring rain, and the
right.
wind was blowing,
I just
and
made it with
that
the pork
dog
chops
was
that close.
soaking wet to the bone, and he was running back and forth. Yeah. So we had to go rescue him from the storm, and there were power outages and
Oh,
everything around
trees
here.
down everywhere, and I've never. Usually, I stay in. We just started eating because I just finished the pork chops, and I thought, "Am I going to make it? As this get darker and darker?" And the wind was really
And
picking
on
up.
our way over there, it was pouring down
It
rain. You
was.
couldn't even see. You had to stop a couple
I'm not
times.
going to lie. I probably should have had a diaper on just in case.
Really.
I was a little bit nervous
It was
with
bad.
that wind, the way it was blowing around.
And we were wondering if the dog would even be in the yard.
Yeah, I thought the dog would be so scared he'd probably try and take off, is what I was thinking. But anyway, so we did a dog rescue, and he was fine, licking Terry,
Oh, he was happy to see us. He jumped in the car
licking
and
and sniffing,
in the
doing his
trunk.
thing.
Yeah, and he was all over. Yeah. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you.
How's that go again? That's pretty good. 50. All right, let's get back to romantic after
Okay.
that. That was pretty good. I-
After the dog slipped
Yeah, you're
licking me
like
all over. Yeah.
56% claim that a trip with their significant other did rekindle the relationship. Sometimes you just need that to unplug. Is that a good
Yeah.
that's a good word. Just unplug from everything.
Although a lot of people nowadays would take all their electronics and plug
Well, we
in
took
while they're
everything
listening.
but the house. I mean, if
Yeah,
we'd
we
had
did.
to
We took a lot.
took a lot for two
I would have
people.
liked it, yeah, and then we came home early, so we didn't use half of it. So
That's true. We didn't. We didn't use half of it. 57% said they feel more connected while they're on vacation. Do you feel that way, or do you feel
I
like
didn't this
you
time.
didn't feel like I was connected with you?
No, I didn't feel connected because I had too much going on at
There is a
home.
lot going on. Do we want to talk? Do we want to?
I mean, you know,
Unfortunately, Terry had gone on vacation the week before,
2 weeks
2 weeks
before
before we left. So she went on vacation, come home. We're supposed to go on vacation again. Unfortunately, what you want to tell
while we were on first vacation, took my mother to see her sisters down in Florida,
Florida?
and my mother had a stroke. So I came home without my mother and my sister, so they were still in Florida
Right.
while we were on our
And
honeymoon or
that
whatever
whole
you
week
want to
was
call
still
it.
kind of we were juggling whether we
Yeah,
wanted to
and
do it
they
or not.
didn't know. Yeah, and then they didn't know when they were coming home. They ended up flying home the Thursday we were gone, and we
Correct.
ended up getting up and driving the next morning,
Right.
Friday, and coming
Right.
home anyhow.
So there was a lot of do we go?
Do we
Do we
not
not go?
go? Do we? Yeah.
But I felt like we had some
Well, but the
nice
weather,
time.
yeah, the forecast was good for the first few days. So we
Yep.
took off on Easter Sunday because we had your Easter with your
Right.
mom on
Right.
Saturday. So all the kids were going to all their in-laws or whatever
Right.
anyhow. So we thought, well, we'll go down for Sunday, Monday. We knew she wasn't getting out by Tuesday. And then Tuesday they're talking about letting her go on Friday. And then she couldn't find a flight straight
Right.
through for, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Right.
And so the only flight was Thursday. So she signed her out early and brought her home Thursday for a straight through flight. So,
There was always a lot of uncertainty,
yeah,
because what do you do? Do you stay down there? Do you come home? She ends up coming home with your friend, and which was good. I'm glad you did, but at the same time, your mind is would always be on
yeah,
your
but
mother.
I mean, there was no place I would have had to
Girl, there's no
get
place
a
to
hotel
sleep.
room.
Yes, yeah,
I wasn't on the car rental, so I would have had to either rent a car or been at my mercy of my
or walk it.
family. Well, yeah, if I
You had to
could
walk
find
it.
out, I'm trying to think if there was a hotel right out there. I didn't look. No, I don't think there was. It was a couple miles away. So,
But we can say that she's doing
wow, she's
she's
doing
doing well,
very good. Yeah.
and she's got movement. She's and um, I'm amazed that she is 87 years old. God bless her,
Hmm.
and I think she's doing
Wow,
I think she's doing well for
she's doing
what she
well.
went through.
For the yeah, her strength is
It was a
there.
carotid artery,
Yeah, she has and we have to decide whether to have that fixed.
so there's a lot going on. So that was
They
all going
wanted to
on.
keep her down there
Yes.
and have that done. The surgeon was recommending that be done, but that increases your stroke risk again.
Right.
Plus, then if there's any problems, my sister would have been down there alone with her,
Hmm.
and she didn't want surgery. So we just like get her well enough to get home, and then we'll deal with what
Whatever
people
comes
say. Yeah. So
afterwards.
we have a neurology appointment
Yeah.
this month. We have all kinds of appointments this month to see what other doctors say about all her tests and stuff.
So I don't know if I would recommend if you have somebody that's not
Feeling quite well.
feeling quite well. I don't know if I would recommend. I mean, we did
Traveling.
okay, right?
Yeah, I mean,
We did all right.
we actually got good care considering my
Mm-hmm.
sister didn't want to take her because my brother and his wife were in a car accident
And it wasn't
2 weeks prior to ours. 3 weeks,
three. Yeah.
4 weeks prior to
Right.
ours,
Right.
and they got horrible care down there.
Yeah.
Now they were a good hour or two above where we were, but
Doesn't matter where you are. If you got to go, you got to go. That's them. That's where you were tied to. So wherever you're at, doesn't matter
well,
whether you think
no,
it's.
she called. My cousin works for medical billing, and
I
she told
understand,
her where
but
to go for a stroke.
I understand that, but regardless of the situation, you're kind of in. If you didn't hadn't had that, you're in the mercy of
Whatever
whatever's
facility you
available,
go to, yeah.
and you hope for the best.
Yeah, but
But
that,
it was good care, so
yeah,
it all
it was
worked out, and
excellent care. The best hospital was 11 minutes away from our cottage. So
yeah. So I mean, there you go. Okay, so anyway, getting back to romantic, we um, 57% feel they're more connected with their partner while on vacation than at home, as far as their partners are 50% more affectionate on a trip versus everyday life.
50% more
Are
affectionate. I don't know.
more affectionate.
I think, yeah, but we're pretty affectionate anyhow. Like
Well, I'm
we
always touchy grabby. I mean, I know
You're
that.
always touchy grabby, but then like you kiss me goodbye and stuff like that anyhow. So it's not like
But I mean, that's not really,
we
is that
don't
what you
if we
consider that
do that every
romantic?
day. Well, yeah, because I don't think all couples even think about that. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
I always think, you want the
I don't,
last
I don't know.
to
We
be
don't have kids at home all the time, so like we actually go lay down together and cuddle now. Where when the kids were home, one of us was when they were little, one of us was laying down trying to get them to stay in bed so they go to sleep,
we were
you
doing
know,
well, it's funny because when
until they got
the
older.
grandkids came over to stay overnight because they didn't have any power,
Yeah.
and and I
We
needed to
ended
go
up,
to work the next day, and then poor Terry Beckett's all over the bed.
oh, Beckett.
He is all over
Beckett
the
uses a
place.
queen size bed like it's got a rails on it. It's like he was
Like,
all over
oh
that.
my
He smacked his
gosh.
head on the wall twice. I'm like above the pillow. There's a pillow.
And he still hit the
And
wall.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would go up on the and then he would try to go even further over. I'm like, "That's a wall."
So that's needless to say, she didn't get a lot of sleep, did you?
No, I did go in and out, but then
Or
I
she
ended
slept
up
with the kids.
sleeping on the
Yeah.
bottom of the bed so he wouldn't go off the end.
But anyway, so she did that while I tried to get some sleep. But the kids were good
Not
overall. I mean,
only
they were
that,
pretty
every
good.
time he doesn't see me, he comes and gets me. If he wakes up and doesn't see me, he
Yeah,
comes up.
he's gonna come get you anyway. That's true. So
He's my boy. Ben might be yours, but Beckett goes.
yeah, although I know Beckett's getting a
I know
little,
Beckett.
he's starting to
Beckett
look
wants
for me
paw
now.
now.
Yeah.
It's funny.
From increased hand holding to cuddling more often.
I'm
The
trying to
survey,
think. When we walked on the beach, did we hold hands?
no, we didn't walk on the beach as much as because in the
We
evening
did a little bit. We went one night, one evening,
we
didn't we,
didn't
on
hold
the beach?
hands. I
And
wish
we
we had,
didn't
but we
that day.
didn't. No,
Yeah, but yeah,
it was a nice walk
but
though.
we had a nice walk.
Walked and talked and
We
what else
walked
you
to
say?
the drugstore, and then
I did that once too, because then it rained the one
yeah,
morning.
and then yeah,
But we are, I mean, we do that even with the kids, and
then
we
we
try to get
shopped
up
a
and we
lot. We didn't
shopped.
hold hands while we shopped. We're just
No,
not romantic,
I
I
guess that
guess.
the holding hands thing wasn't.
Just wasn't there, was it?
No, it wasn't there. We did cuddle, although that king, I have to admit, the king size bed isn't. That's a
It
nice
was
size bed.
comfortable. Yeah, what?
You had your space, I had my space.
You fell off of it.
I did fall off the bed.
I can't believe that. I woke up, boom, you fell off the bed. And I was like, this is
I
bigger than
did.
ours at home. And you're
I
just
did
like,
fall. I thought had a little more room.
you were, I mean, you had the whole bed and I couldn't
The next
believe you
thing I
fell
know,
off the bed.
boom! I'm on the
I could
floor.
not believe you
Like
fell
as
off
I
the
needed to
bed.
pee, as like my second pee anyway. And I thought I had to. I needed one more roll. I didn't have one more roll because I thought
I
that
think you hit the
as
dresser
big as
too,
a
didn't you?
no, I just hit
It's a
the
wonder you
floor.
didn't
I
hurt
know.
yourself.
I hit. Forgot I fell out of bed.
Yeah, that was a
Figures you'd
good one.
remember that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So anyway, more cuddling. They also said there was a notable rise in PDA, which is what participants day to day routine. What's PDA? Doesn't say. PDA. What is?
We're
I don't
not up
know.
on our abbreviations.
So they also asked what some of the romantic activities were. Watching the sunset together topped the list, and that was followed by
We wanted
exploring a
to
new
see the
place.
sunrise, but it was so cloudy, it wasn't good, was it?
Yeah, holding hands, man, holding hands on a long walk, and we didn't do that. I'm sorry. Now I feel like I let you down. Like I probably did. So here's some of the other things that people feel that are romantic things to do. Ready?
Yeah.
Now we already said watching the sunset. We know
Yeah,
that's number one. Exploring a new place together is number two.
which we
We did do
did.
Manteo, but we knew kind of Manteo, but not by ourselves.
Yeah, and there was a couple things I think we
Yeah,
saw that we
yeah,
hadn't
they hadn't seen
before.
before.
And Hatteras was new to us. We'd
Right.
never been there
N-
together right
No,
where
we
we
found a
were.
really neat. You park, and then it was
And
like you cross the street, and there's a little dune, and boom, you're right on the
yeah,
beach. Didn't have that long
walk.
walk. It was really, that was nice. And there was nobody on the beach.
Yeah.
So you could have, laid nude if you wanted.
Yep.
Taking a long walk while holding hands is number three.
And we did take a walk that day on Hatteras Beach too, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we had taken one, we went to the beach Sunday and took a walk after that Sunday night. And we did Monday night too, I believe. Right?
Yeah, I think we did a couple of nights
So
ago.
you're right. Tuesday would have been the better day to hit the ferry boat.
Yeah, because it just but it was supposed to rain and then they never did. So
No. Sharing a slow breakfast or coffee on a balcony. Well, we did have breakfast. We didn't have like coffee. We don't drink coffee. We had our smoothie. Is that the same?
we had our smoothies.
Had a
I forgot to put
smoothie.
spinach in it one morning.
Yep. No
And
spinach.
then I had tea. I had lemon ginger tea.
And then going on a scenic excursion, which is kind of what
Yeah, that would be
Manteo
Hatteras.
was
Hatteras,
nice.
yeah.
Staying in bed all morning with no agenda. We didn't do that.
No, because I got up at 2 in the morning and said, I feel like driving, and
Yeah.
we threw everything in the car and drove home.
Napping together. We didn't really didn't nap. Oh,
We
you
might
fell
have
asleep on the beach.
We might have done that if we'd have stayed the whole week, but I don't know. It just depends on the weather too.
Taking silly or romantic photos together in a picturesque spot.
Did we even take any?
We
We
did,
took a
but
selfie,
you
didn't we, at
tried
some
to take
place?
one with the
Oh, at the
lighthouse.
lighthouse behind us in Manteo, and it didn't turn
It
out
didn't
very
turn
good.
out very good. No. Cooking a meal together in a rental or over a campfire. We did cook
We did cook. We
a
cooked
turkey.
turkey, smoked turkey. Oh, it
Yes.
was wonderful. And we had mashed potatoes and corn.
Couples. We already said couples cooking a meal together.
I shouldn't have answered that.
Getting couples massages or a spa treatment would have been that would have been nice, I guess. Although I'm not. I mean, I'd rather get a massage from you, to be honest.
Good
If you
massages,
know what I
really.
mean.
Yeah.
You know, you can do it a lot.
Hoping it leads to something more.
Yes, that's the idea.
Yeah, that's the idea.
So, anyway, try to be more romantic on vacation. And then there are 6 valuable questions to deepen your relationship. So if you want to kind of deepen your
Okay, hit me
relationship,
with them, baby.
there are 6 questions to deepen any relationship,
Okay.
according to Maya. I don't know how to say her last name. Rakora? I don't know. Anyway, what's something I could be doing better in this relationship? So I think the number one thing would be communication. It's always communication. I mean, let's be honest. Um, so wouldn't you agree that that's number one for
Yeah.
me? I don't know.
Yeah. I think that we all need to communicate better. I'm sure there's something else I should be doing too.
When was the last time you felt seen, heard by me, and why?
What is the
When was the last time you felt seen or heard by me, and why? What does that mean?
I don't understand that.
When was the last time you felt, oh, you felt seen? You felt seen, you felt heard,
You felt,
and you felt, what was the other one? Oh, yeah. So first it's, when was the last time you felt seen?
oh, you see me all the time. You prefer naked.
I do. I like naked. I like sleeping naked and I like you naked, skin on skin, baby.
Skin on
That's
skin,
the
right?
idea.
Okay.
That's
And
that's that's
heard,
that's supposed
but
to.
I feel like you don't hear me most of the time.
What did you
I
say? I
always
didn't
say,
miss
I'm
what you
talking
said.
to the walls.
Huh?
Talking to the walls. I'm
I think
talking
I'm
to the
doing better.
walls.
I think I'm getting better. No?
I
Well,
don't
it's hard when
know.
you're in the bathroom and I'm in the living room.
Yeah.
It's hard to be heard when
Well,
you
when
know,
I start, I hear you right there, and then
I'm
I
like
start
right there
talking, and
though.
you've already left.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
right
yeah,
right there. Okay.
you're all
So
over
it's
the
been a
place.
while since you've been seen. No, you've been seen.
Oh, especially if I bring into the bathroom to
Uh,
go pee
I'm not talking
and
about that kind of
have
scene.
nothing on you. There,
It's
you
not that
see
kind
it
of.
every time.
Okay. Since you first met me, how have I changed?
We both got old.
Oh, besides the old and
How
wrinkly,
have we
and
changed? I don't know.
you have nothing. I haven't really changed then since I was 20 years old. We got
You're more
married.
confident, I think. You're more confident in things around the house. You're more confident
I don't know about that, but I'm trying. I think you're in a way I risk things more than I
more
would
than
have.
you. Yeah,
That's true. Although as I'm getting
you try
older,
things.
I'd rather pay somebody to do it,
I know. I
which
know
is
you
not a
do.
good thing, but it's
It
if
is.
I want it
It
done
is if
right.
you count your knees on it.
Oh my gosh, the grandkids.
Kids and the knees.
What is
Okay.
something you're afraid to tell me and why?
What is something I'm afraid to tell you and why?
I tell you everything.
I don't think I'm afraid to tell you anything.
Is there anything in your past that you
I
hadn't
think you
told
know
me?
it all.
Yeah, I mean you've told everything.
We've told everything, I think.
You know, we don't really hide anything.
No.
You
Um,
know, I mean we let it all hang out if you will. Don't you think?
yeah, yeah.
These are questions you can ask your significant other. What is something you see in me that I don't see in myself? So I was trying to think of something
You
that I see
see
in
in me
you
that I don't see in
that I don't see in yourself. So I think you are
When you
I think you're a
see
lot more confident. I think this whole thing, this video thing, you were a little I think you were a little bit hesitant.
with
It's
the
it's
videos, yeah,
yeah,
because I don't like being, yeah,
yeah. I
yawning
mean,
on.
you don't like to be taped when we're doing things.
You're so sick.
No, I'm
You
just what I'm saying.
you think everything, yeah, I have to make you
No, I'm
chuckle.
saying
You make me chuckle still.
but I'm saying though that you
Well,
weren't sure
there's
how
something
this was gonna
I see in you that I don't think you see in yourself. The confidence, probably. Um, especially just
yeah. I do think I'm getting there, but I don't I maybe not as much as I mean, you're saying it, and I feel like I at times I'll take chances. But I'm
yeah,
always nervous about doing like if
things
someone
and
asks me to do something and I'm not sure about it, it kind of makes me a little nervous. You know what I mean?
yeah, but
Yeah.
you've
Finally,
stepped out of your comfort zone
yes, you got to step
more
out
than
of
you
the
used
the
to.
box,
Yeah.
if you will. What is something you have taught me, and how have I used it in my life? I'm trying to think. Is there something you've taught
Taught
me?
us. I don't know. We
Hmm.
kind of grew up together, so
We really did. We got married. I was 20. You were 21.
you
I was
taught
19
me.
when I got
What
married,
was it you've taught me and what? And I've
and I'm
used
using it.
how to cope with everyday life, I
I
think.
know. Ain't
I
that the
mean,
truth?
we've had a lot of lessons in life.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We have had
Coping with family and each other's family and
right.
death and yeah,
Yeah.
and health and death and yeah,
Right.
just
So it's let's just move on.
okay.
I think we've learned. Did we learn anything? Did we get any deeper? Did we
I don't
get
know.
deep into
I
this
don't
thing?
know.
I don't feel
I
like we
guess
really
we're
got
not
very
real
deep.
deep
We're
people.
not, I don't think we are as deep as
Oh my
I mean, I
goodness.
understand the questions like when have you last been seen and heard? I understand the heard part. I do. A lot of women feel like they don't are
They're
not
not heard,
heard.
yeah.
And I get it. A man's
But
brain only works for like so many seconds and then you kind of lose him. I know that because I think I'm a man.
you
I
think
used to
yeah.
be one. I don't know. Whenever Terry gives me my balls out of her purse, then I feel like a man. Is that how
That's what we've said about different people. Get your reach
balls
over
out of
and
your
get your
wife's
balls out
purse
the
and
purse.
grow a pair,
Go.
grow an extra pair. Terry, what's these are the top dresses um by suit colors by state. Now I don't have all the
By
states.
suit colors?
Like no, it's like the top dress and suit colors. These are like suit and so
Okay.
when we went to the prom, you had the pink dress on.
Yes, I had a pink dress
You
on.
had the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you had the big fluffy hair,
Burns.
the old perm there. I had a
Mine was wearing brown.
a light no. What did I have on? I'm thinking of my the wedding,
Gray
I
suit.
had a gray suit for
Well,
the
you had a
wedding.
white suit for the wedding.
Or yeah,
Everyone else
white.
wore
And the
gray.
guys had gray.
I think you
I had
might
a
have wore.
white. I did.
I
I have
think
a
you might
white.
have wore
I
gray.
think it was gray for the prom.
Oh,
So yeah, with the prom coming up, um, Google Trends has maps on top of prom dress and suit colors in every state. The most popular color in half the country. You want to guess what it might be? For dresses. This is for dresses. The most popular color in half the country is what color? Any idea? Just pick a color, Terry. Doesn't have to. You don't have to be right. You're not going to win a prize if you're not going
I
to lose
would
anything.
say I don't know. I have two colors came to mind: red,
No,
and I got like a bright pink,
no. It's blue,
blue,
including California, New York, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania,
blue.
Illinois, and Tennessee. Black dresses are popular in 4 states. Red dresses are number one in 4 others, and a few others prefer green, gray, pink, or yellow. Black dress, I mean, I understand the black because it's supposed to be slimming,
Yeah, well, and
but
everyone owns a little black dress for
cocktails.
for if you have, a hot date.
Now for suits, most states have a different color for suits, except for Maine, where the top color for both suits and dresses is red. A red suit?
A red suit, that's ugly.
That seems odd.
I
A red suit.
And your reds don't always match.
which
Like,
would be a
you
bold
put
pairing,
that
and
red
it
bl
would be bold.
reds don't yeah, the reds don't always match, do they? Maine is red?
Maine likes red dresses and red. That would be like a Carrie movie. For suits, black, gray, silver, white are top picks in almost half the country. But there are a lot of popular colors. I could see gray, black um, for suits for
Well,
the
light
prom.
gray will go with almost any color, and then you just put the cummerbund or whatever in lavender and pink
Right.
and whatever color they're wearing, even blue, I mean,
And navy blue is number one in 7 states for a suit. Light blue is most popular in 6 states. Red is number one in 6 states too. I can't believe red. Purple
a
suits
red suit, I just
are
can't.
preferred in 5 states and green in one, but it doesn't say what states. So I just thought that was odd
A
that
purple suit?
yeah, purple suit. I
Okay.
was thinking when they said it, I was thinking of the suits from Dumb and
Dumb
Dumber
and
because he had an orange suit and he
yeah,
had a
and a blue what's the other one?
light
Oh, yeah,
blue, real
light blue,
light blue,
real
I
pale
think.
blue.
And they came in with the canes and the top hats and hitting each other with the canes. That's what I think of. Maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
anyway, that's all I got. I have more, but you know what? I feel like
I don't
we
know.
were so deep.
With the
We did have a
interruption,
little,
then
yeah, we
it's
cut that all out, but we did have a little interruption. So that's okay. It's all good. I kept my cool. Rigby's coming back. He's going to spend the night.
the rescued dog
There's a lot
gonna
of
be
blocking
rescued
going on in
again.
my life, if you know what I
Yes,
mean. A
a lot
lot
of
of blocking. That's all I'm going to say.
okay.
Thanks so much for listening and watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Every Monday, we have a new episode. I should have you start saying subscribe because maybe people would listen
Subscribe, well,
if you
and I'm
say,
not good at subscribing. You know why? Because a lot of subscriptions, then you have a monthly subscription
there
price.
is no subscription, monthly
But
subscription.
I just got something from a website, and I think it's gonna have a monthly subscription price now, so I have to go in
Yes,
and
that
stop
is
my
different.
subscription.
This is YouTube. This is how, if you hit the like button, which is going to be right in here, yeah, right there, or you could actually subscribe, like, and share the video. We'd appreciate that. Subscribing really helps us. It helps grow the channel and bring us out to more people. So I would really appreciate it if you would
Subscribe.
subscribe. And also you can follow us on Facebook or X. And was there anything else I missed?
I don't think so.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. We're out.
Have a great week.